Good afternoon. This is Julie. It is Thursday, April 5th, and it is 2:56 p.m. Chicago time. Markets are just about ready to get closing, and they went really nowhere today. Just this sideways range. We never made it up to the target R1, and we never made it down into the value area. We just sat all day on this prior day high and close. So we are just hanging out in a sideways consolidation, which, if we're looking at our chart patterns, means that it's probably a bullish signal and it will continue moving in the direction of that initial thrust. But it's hard to say since the makeup of the market is bifurcated between the great economic news that keeps coming out, strong economics, versus very slow growth in Europe and trade wars out of China, which they would lose anyway. So cooler heads are prevailing out of Washington. Larry Kudlow said that they're negotiating and will probably come to some resolution to this way before any trade wars are applied and tariff wars. So I think that has soothed the markets. I think they're scratching their heads. And I think people are realizing it would be better for the United States to get the trade on an even keel. There's no reason that we keep losing $100 billion a year for people to sell us their products. It makes no sense to me. I think Trump's onto something. So I'm backing him on this one 100%. So go President Trump. Good job. Speaking of good jobs, thank you to two customers for notifying me that the direction guide template was having some problems with the current uh, day high-low close indicator. I sent out an email blast on this. NinjaTrader changed the standard NinjaTrader indicator for some reason, had something to do with the drawing tool part of it. And so anytime an indicator changes, it will conflict with the template version that was created. So if you don't upgrade to the latest platform version that was released March 8th, I think it was, um, you don't have to do anything. Just keep using it as it is. NinjaTrader 8 will come out within, the near future, and you may just, transfer over to Ninja 8 without updating your Ninja 7 platform. But if you do update your Ninja 7 platform, and my new customers that are on Ninja 7 before the 8 release, I updated my version of that indicator to match the current release version and reissued it as version 2-1 right here. And so this is the direction guide template. And so now it works with the new updated current high-low indicator that was part of that. And if it's been a while since we've looked at this indicator. I've got it set up to trade according to the prior day close. Um, so here's the index futures. And if you're above the prior day close, you really want to be going long if you can. Take long trades. And I have one that is filtered, getting rid of some of this other stuff, some of my magic. And so this is meant to be used in the RTH session. So I've got it set up for bonds, gold, energy, index futures, filter. This has the special blend on it to help you stay out of the down thrust. And it's lined up to to trade in the direction of that theory that if you're above that prior close, you want to be going long. If you're below the prior close, you want to be going short. And that's basically what this does for that filter. And it's just like I use this as one of my I use this either on the 8th slope or the direction, and then I like the 8th slope. Then I'll put that index futures filter on one of my other bands, like right here, so that if I see that it's going off, then I know to start hitting them. It's going in the direction of that algorithm if I'm trying to go long and stay out of the other longs. And then I have those other, here's your current high-low that had to be updated. So whenever price is making new lows, breaking that prior pivot area, or new highs, making new highs, you'll get a signal. Otherwise, it doesn't print. And then same thing for this prior day high-low. If we're above that prior high and you want to keep going long, it's just reminding you, keep trying to make new headway into new territory. Today, there was no going anywhere fast, let me tell you. Um, we had nothing, de nada, like I said, on this 15-minute. It was not going anywhere fast. And I'm loving, absolutely loving my linear regression indicator. I like the 68 HA for like the 15-minute chart, or you can put it on the all HA, and that tells you when there's an opportunity for it to start taking off directionally, and that works sometimes. I think what we had here was a situation of the larger time frame, meaning like a central bank, the Fed or somebody was sitting here not letting price get low, because I'm telling you, they tried and tried and tried and tried and tried to get it down there, and somebody was just batting it up. So the market was being held up today, and whether that was institutions buying or the Fed or somebody, but it was definitely being held up price. So it didn't go anywhere, and there were no buyers really, because this, you can see the linear regression is down. So not much to do today on the NQ. Let's take a look at the market analyzer. The yen, my God, you should have seen this article I read today. The yen's tanking again. You've got to check this article out. It was posted on FinViz's site. FinViz has this wonderful site, if you're not aware of it, FINVIZ, and you can look at the futures markets, your heat map, and you can get your performance. So your weekly, monthly, daily, year to date, quarterly, so many statistics here. And the futures markets tend to go with the winners and sell, go with the losers. So the so crude oil has been selling off, so I'd be hitting those shorts tomorrow too, or buying the wheat tomorrow. If you're trading wheat, you stay with it, is what I'm trying to say. But here is a news feature, which is really good because you get all of your intraday news and your blogs. And one of these was this article here on the Bank of Japan that you really really need to be aware of. The Bank of Japan has been spending a record amount on their own ETFs now, tracking their Japanese stocks. So what has happened is they print money out of thin air. There's no there's no tangible. It is all intangible. There's no tangible, there's no value to their money. They just print it. And why their whole economy hasn't been tanking, I don't know. If you look at the yen, it's minus 0.0000, whatever the dollar amount is. They've got it so devalued that it's way below zero. It's worthless, basically. And people still refer to it as a safe haven currency, which just cracks me up. But the Bank of Japan, they have been they've purchased every bond that there is in Japan, government bond and corporate bond. So there's no more bonds for them to buy. So they've now moved over to buying all their stocks to prop up their stock market. So they're buying their ETFs every month. I mean, billions of dollars. And this money is not real money. It doesn't come from like the people paying taxes and the government getting tax money and using something that's tangible to purchase this. No, no, no. They're printing out of thin air money that is like meaningless. And then they use that printed meaningless money to buy their own stock market. The whole thing is a house of friggin' cards, and it's going to come falling down on them. And just keep your eye on this. The ECB is still at it. They're they've still got negative interest rates over there. They're still printing massive amounts of QE. And again, that stuff is just like a printing press, you know. It's like what we do it too. I mean, our Fed has done 3 rounds of QE, and when we have to pay our debt, it's like, you know, the PBOC, the BOJ, the ECB, and the Fed, they're just like cranking it out, printing this stuff called, you know, notes or whatever they call it, but there's no value behind it. They're just printing. And so I'm kind of like with Japan, they're taking it way to the next level. I mean, there's nothing left for them to buy. I mean, they've purchased everything that they could to try to make it tangible. So they're taking thin air and they're trying to create value out of it. So I know that they've been buying the United States treasuries with this fake money, and I don't know how all that's working anyway, but I mean, if they're using fake money to buy our treasuries and then they turn around and sell our treasuries, is that like money laundering? It's what it seems like to me, because they're using thin air to buy our treasuries, and then if they turn around and sell it or it gets to the maturity date, either way, they get paid something of our value, our taxpayer dollars, for their thin air printing. Don't get me started talking about it. But this is a great little article that came out today. I tweeted it. If you want a link to it, send me an email. I'll send it to you. But so this Bank of Japan, the yen is at 0.00 minus 0.00 already. You know, it's going to minus 0.0000 before this is through. It's going to be worthless. So just heads up on the yen. And in my opinion, I mean, I'm not an economist. I'm just telling you how I'm looking at it from my viewpoint. If there's nothing holding it up, the value, and they're just printing and there's nothing left for them to buy, I think they're in trouble. Gold coming down, so the stocks were propped up today. The YM rallied back up. Copper's up, which is interesting considering that was one of the metals that sold off because of the China. So we're just sort of at a standstill here to see what's going to happen. The volatility was not in the market today. It was a little bit jerky, volatile, but not too bad. At one point, there was a big sell-off. Let me I'm sorry, let me show you the high-low tube. And I don't have my BloodHound on it, but this section right here at 1227, I don't know if that's bad data or if just this huge swoosh. I don't know if that was a fat finger or what happened there. But more of the same like yesterday. It just goes up and down. Every time you tried to get a position, it would turn around on you. Very difficult for trading today. As you can see here on the 15-minute, it just wasn't going anywhere except chopping up the traders. So very little momentum and going nowhere except sideways. All right, so maybe tomorrow we'll have a better trading day. And with all of that, I will let you go and see you tomorrow. If you need help with the direction guide template, just shoot me an email or see me in the trade room tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.